It's about that time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the Most High.
What's up?
Welcome to another episode of City Views.
Welcome back.
Hi, everyone.
I'm your host, Jacque Williams, and these are my lovely comrades. And I appreciate you guys taking time to hang out with me on the show tonight.
Of course.
We have the lovely and talented Coryse Villarouel here.
Hi, everyone.
Pascale Nejaime sitting in for Karen Thomas tonight.
Hello.
And the one and only Balzolini himself, Kareem Holebrook.
What's going on?
All right. And definitely big shout outs to production team tonight, Doug and Dan doing the thing. We so appreciate your efforts as we bring to you another episode of City Views. Mind you, the longest running show on cable TV.
All right.
Nice.
In Litchfield County.
How long?
Local cable.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at that.
That's right.
Do you know how long?
30 years.
Nice.
Yeah, 30 years. So we got a great show planned for you tonight. I'm really psyched, pumped about it.
Yep. By the way, I was just in Pampers when that happened. Okay, so I am 30.
I wasn't even born.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I had to just put that out there.
Tell the truth now. Okay. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, this would not be possible if it were not for the generosity and support of our sponsors. So at this time, we want to give them a big shout out. What you got for them, Kareem?
I got this. Big city sponsors come to you with Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at tothins at optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel.
Better call Mel.
Better call Mel.
You can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooks, Todd, and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. They've been keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. They can be reached at 860-598-8753 and on the web at brooktodsmcneil.com. Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
All right, Balzolini
Yes,
dropping them tonight.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. Way to roll. Now, as I stated before, we got a great show for you lined up for tonight. I'm so excited. Can't wait to get started. We're going to be hearing from a local businessman, Mr. Nick Guerra.
Nice.
He's opened up a little stand in the city, and he wants to get some publicity on it. So I said, call into the show.
You know I'm a food guy.
You
I'm
know?
a food guy, so
Well,
I gotta go taste that.
Yeah, you need to
wherever
build
he
that
is.
food community, man. So,
yeah.
because it's not only what the preparation is how it's prepared.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So you got to get down with that, right?
That's right.
You got to put your foot in it.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
Also calling into the show tonight, we're going to be hearing from the Chief Marketing Officer for the state of Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Anthony's going to be doing a presentation here Thursday at the Northwest Connecticut Area Chamber of Commerce. So I wanted to introduce him to our City Views audience so they can get the vibe of what's happening, because there's going to be a big initiative that could affect the residents of Northwest Connecticut, and especially the arts community.
Nice.
So, because how can you have culture and tourism without the arts? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Please tell me that's not a 7 a.m.
It's actually
8
8
a.m.
o'clock.
8
Okay,
a.m.
so
It's
one
8
more
a.m.
hour. It starts at 8.
8 a.m.
I get a little extra sleep.
Not 7, but it's 8.
But I got to say this though, Ken Gromback, man, ooh, that was
I really wanted to make that, but
Wow.
7 a.m. was just a
It's rough, I
That
know.
was rough.
Well, he laid it down though. I got some stuff for y'all. I'll show you,
Okay,
but,
good.
I mean, as far as how you can project your economic forecast based on the demographics, which you do probably on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And something that you said in your presentation that really struck me was the fact that you can't get caught up in the emotions of the situation. You have to look at the data, the facts, the trends,
Right.
so you can make a more informed decision.
Exactly.
So, and I think our region is uniquely kind of positioning itself for that type of awareness to take place within our infrastructure, our industries, how we, create that community and go forth so that we can build sustainable projects for the future. So, evolution is a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, right?
Well,
So will he
unless
be-
it's AI, that kind of evolution, I don't know,
man.
man.
Will he be giving a forecast about what he thinks is going to
Oh,
happen
no,
in the economy? This is no.
No, this is different. This is he's going to be talking specifically about the Make It Here
Okay.
promotional campaign that the state's embarking on, and I know the governor's got some initiatives on the table for the Northwest corner because they want the business.
Nice.
And this is all about how we can not only retain residents but attract new ones.
Right.
So
That's exactly what we need.
yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
So with that being said, and then Coryse, you brought a guest on.
Yes,
to
I
the
brought
show
a
tonight.
special guest. Someone who lives right here in the Northwest corner, right in Torrington, and she's an author.
Mm-hmm.
And she also has her doctorate. She's quite the woman, quite accomplished.
We're going to be talking to her.
Mm-hmm, we sure will.
Yeah, but first we want to check out, see what our field correspondents are working on now. Because I hear they making some noise and trying to make it rain out there. Let's see what's happening at Salt 2.0.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm Pascale Nejaime.
And I'm Joe Severo, and today we'd like you to join us at Salt 2.0 in downtown Torrington.
Conveniently located right next to the Warner Theater, Salt 2.0 is a great option on show nights.
But honestly, Salt's an accessible and desirable option every day of the week. The restaurant's open from 11:30 to 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, and 11:30 to 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays.
The food service is quick and the options are both affordable and healthy. They fix grain bowls, wraps, burritos, salads, and my vegan friends tell me that the vegan burrito is to die for.
Not to mention they have a finely curated lineup of international and regional draft beers, and Bud Light too.
There's also a great wine selection and a full cocktail bar. The best part might be the seating. I love watching sidewalk traffic from the front section.
The venue is both spacious and inviting.
There's a ping pong table in the upper wing and tap TV interactive trivia at the bar. When you come to Salt, you choose the experience.
Salt 2.0 was born out of necessity during the pandemic. The original Salt 2.0 was open in Litchfield. A dining room of the Saltwater Grill was cleverly converted into an offshoot to provide food for pickup.
You can order online for pickup, or you can order online to sit in, or you can request that a wait person take your order the old-fashioned way. For City Views, I'm Pascale Nejaime.
And I'm Joe Severo.
Connecting you with Salt 2.0.
And we're back right here on another episode of City Views. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm getting hungry. I saw the Salt 2.0 and I gotta say, I'm hungry now.
Oh, see how you are? Now I'm hungry.
See, that means that we did a good
Yeah, I did a
job.
I was good until I
Yes.
came up in here. I'm like, feel like I got my girly figure on and everything, looking all kind of, because you're trying to lose some weight while you're trying to run through that cold weather out there,
Yes, it's a bit nippy out
And
there.
now you got me, see,
Thinking about food, but
think about food.
let's get our minds off of food, and I'd like to welcome Dr. DeLois Lindsey here to our show.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you
joining
for
us
having
today.
me. Thank you.
Now, Dr. DeLois Lindsey is an accomplished author. She also worked at the University of Hartford for many, many years.
34.
34 years.
Retired
That's actually
in 2018. Yeah.
Yes, that's how we met.
Yeah.
Aside from being in the same neighborhood,
That's right.
that's how we met. I
Yes.
was going to the University of
to
Hartford.
the Hart School.
Yep,
Yes.
at the Hart School for ballet
Uh-huh.
at the time. But Lois and I met there, and throughout the years, she has now written a very, very great book. Once you pick this book up, you can't put it down. It's that good, and it's filled with history and
Yes.
just so much hurt, pain, happiness. Lois, why don't you tell us more about the book?
Well, it came about as a result of my great-grandfather, who is Ellis Ruley, a noted folk artist born in Norwich, Connecticut, who now has a memorial park dedicated in his name, which is a part of the Freedom Trail to commemorate the Underground Railroad, and all of his art that suddenly appeared when we were raised to believe that his art perished in a fire when his house burned to the ground.
Oh.
And when he was found dead on the road at the beginning of his property, the same property that his son-in-law, my mom's stepdad, was found dead on. So we have property in Norwich, 2 family members dead, we believe murdered, and the art disappearing, and all of a sudden coming up from underground. And my mom wanting to know, how could this be? All of us wanting to know, how could this be? When we were raised to believe that the art perished. Now, when we were kids, children, when your elders are talking about things that happened in the family and in the past, or when you have like a grandmother or an elderly family member that kind of talks about stuff that you don't really listen.
Right.
Sometimes you just think they're crazy because they tend to babble.
Right.
And they talk about things you're not aware of.
Uh-huh.
They talk about people you don't know and who are long dead. And so when they start trying to explain things to you, you just,
In one ear, out the next.
yeah, right.
Right.
You're not interested. You're interested in cartoons and going out to play with your friends and stuff that 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds are interested in. And also, when you're in school, history really doesn't have a lot of relevance to you.
No.
Particularly when I was in high school in the 70s, it was never about our history. So I really had no foundation or no interest in history until all these things came about. Now it's time to see the value of things people tried to tell you and teach you 30 years ago are right in front of you. So I started digging and doing research and discovering that my great-great-grandfather was a runaway slave and that his father, my 3 greats, was born the same year that John Brown and Nat Turner were born. And all this historical kind of frame of reference started coming together. And I discovered that my great-great-grandmother lost 7 babies before my grandmother was born and was the only survivor. I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
I started to realize and put into context those periods in history and our relevance to those periods in history. Black history in particular, because when we had Black history in the 60s and 70s, what? They didn't teach us anything about that. We didn't know anything about those things. What I did have was a good frame of reference from my association with the Black Panther Party in as early as like 64, 63, and my sister becoming a Black Panther. Now things are starting to come full circle. So as a result of all these little pieces, these little jigsaw puzzle pieces starting to come together, I promised my mom I'm going to find out what happened.
Oh.
I'm going to find out how our family came to be in Connecticut. I'm going to find out how come Grandpa's paintings, and he was a very good painter, how come all of a sudden, here I am, 60 years old, 50 some years, finding out about Grandpa, but they're giving him all these accolades.
Oh.
And,
And this is in Norwich.
Yeah. And he is being celebrated at the Corcoran Gallery in D.C., the High Gallery in Atlanta, the San Diego, and all these very wealthy people have Grandpa's art. Where'd they get it from?
Yeah.
How did it go from his house, this little house, up and on a hill in the middle of a community where he, in the 20s, 30s, an interracial marriage? It was very hostile. And the neighbors didn't want you up there. And you come up dead. All of your belongings disappear. And then all of a sudden, everything is on display.
So
and for
it
sale.
was a mystery that you wanted to solve.
Yeah, I wanted to know why and how.
And that's how you came up with the name of the book.
I did promise my mom.
I promised
She's gone
to my
now.
mother. Can we show the
She
book?
passed away in 2016, but I had already published. So the promise that I made to her was to find out as much as we could find out, as much as I could find out what the hell happened here. But I'm not done yet. And my sister, if you turn it around, she and I made it our business. My sister Sheila, she and I were like Irish twins. We were the same age for 4 days. We were,
Okay.
the twins that we weren't twins, but when you're so close to someone, you can feel their pain. You could finish their sentence. She and I made it our mission, our business, to do everything that we could for my mom. She's gone too, but I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Because we're talking about history from 1800 to now, and you can't do that in 5 to 10 years.
No,
you got to keep digging.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that research is fascinating.
It is.
The more you know, the more you want to know. And you dig and dig. And being in the doctoral program taught me how to really dig, how to really confirm, how to really verify, how to find reliability, how to make the pieces fit, what questions still need to be answered, which direction, where the information is. And so I'm still at it.
Okay.
And I'm going to be at it until the Lord closes my eyes. I am not done.
Well, Doctor,
Yes.
this is fascinating.
Thank you.
We want to get right back to it. We have a phone call coming in.
Yes.
Let's take this,
Okay.
and then we'll be right back.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Line
Line
two.
two.
Okay.
We got Nick. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who are you speaking to?
This is Tracy Rowe, author.
Tracy.
Jacque.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We have another author.
Yes. It's author's night.
I guess apparently we have an author in studio right now, and so we're speaking to another author on the phone.
Cool.
Tracy, thank you so much for calling in. We had a little mix-up in our schedule. However, I will definitely make sure that I take care of that for you. Nonetheless, thank you so much for taking time to call in. I was reading some cutaways on your upcoming book, and I must say that you certainly have a way with words.
Well, thank you. I guess that's why I'm a writer.
But your talent is somewhat hidden.
Well, I don't know if hidden would be the right word.
Well, it's certainly on display now with this new effort, for sure.
I hope so.
And what's the name of the book, Tracy?
There are actually 3. They're a series. 2 of them are out already. The 2 that are out already are called Blessed Sinner, which is the first book, and Damned Saint, which is the second. The third one is coming out next summer, and it's called A Star Danced.
Oh, Okay.
What are they about?
They're historical / Victorian romance. They basically trace the life of three people, Henry, Thomas, and Elizabeth. Henry and Elizabeth are brother and sister, and Thomas is Henry's lifelong best friend, and it just basically traces their lives. Through a series of events, Thomas ends up being married to Elizabeth, and it turns into the great love story of their time. But, of course, circumstances always come and get in the way, and there are periods where it looks like their marriage might be over, and any more than that would be giving too much away.
Right.
Hey. Keep people at the edge of their seats. That's the way we like it, right?
Exactly. If you want to know the story, read the books.
Right.
Speaking of which, on Saturday I will be at the SALT 2.0 craft fair selling my books and signing them if anybody wants to come and buy me and make me unhidden.
and where else can your books be found, Tracy?
Right now, the library.
Okay.
I think they have some at Howard's, and I have to actually give him more. And Act Natural Health and Wellness in Thomaston will be carrying them too as soon as I get them to her.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, Tracy, you have a kind of writing is in your DNA, wouldn't you say?
Are you speaking about my brother?
Well, he is in your DNA.
Well, I just wanted to clarify. Yes, my brother is a television writer and a movie script writer, and he wrote a memoir because I wrote a book, so he had to write a book.
Nothing like sibling rivalry.
I know.
Well, not really rivalry, but his is less hidden because he knows famous people. So.
Okay.
So,
what?
Sorry, Mike, if you're watching, I'm only kidding.
Well, hopefully he will be watching because you'll be uploading our City Views versions on YouTube.
I'll have to send him a clip.
Absolutely. Let him know we're thinking about him. Giving him a shout out.
And since I run your website, I'll be posting it anyway. So.
You didn't have to put me out on Front Street like that now, did you?
Have you met me?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Tracy, we hope to talk to you tomorrow and possibly Thursday at WAPJ.
Definitely.
I hope you call in to promote the show.
Definitely.
Thank you
for giving me a little bit of a shout out tonight.
No problem.
And come to the craft fair on Saturday, everybody.
What time, Tracy, at SALT?
It's 12 to 4.
Okay.
And I think I'll be in the Nancy Marine Studio Theater lobby.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
All right.
So well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tracy. Have a good one.
You too.
All
Bye
right.
now.
Bye-bye.
We got another call?
And we do have another caller calling in.
Is that Nick? Nick, is that you?
That's Nick, yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing. How you doing, Jacque?
Good. Just sitting here having a little conversation with my peeps, man.
Nice.
And
Thanks for having me on.
Pardon me?
Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. I heard you got a new enterprise going on. What's up?
Yeah, so myself and my couple associates, we just opened up our first food trailer. It's called Freedom Foods. We're located on 174 Prospect Street, which is the lot just before the river and next to the town lot by the library. We had our first day open yesterday and went through today. Very excited about the opportunity to be able to sell food in Torrington. I've been up in this area since 1993, and I was a chef for Chatterley's out of New Hartford from
Oh, wow.
2003 till the day it closed.
Yeah, I remember Chatterley's. My goodness. Okay.
Yes, and we've been getting some great reception from downtown businesses. Want to give a shout out to Steve Temkin from Torrington Downtown Partnership. We've been in talk to him last week, and he welcomed us with open arms into the spot we're in. It's been, first 2 days obviously has been slow, but a lot of like the Main Street Torrington Collaborative, a lot of local businesses have been promoting this. Howard's Bookstore. Every time we post something on our Freedom Foods Facebook page, all these people are sharing it. So, so far as slow as the last 2 days has been, we've had a huge welcome from everybody and look forward to keep trucking,
So tell us a little more.
Keep on trucking. I like that. Yeah, that's working.
Tell us a little more about the food that you make on this food truck.
So currently right now we kind of have I'd like to call it down home simple menu. We're doing hamburgers, hot dogs, a 4-cheese grilled cheese that we're using Bantam Bread Company sourdough bread with. We're offering breakfast in the morning, so we have bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese. We have a breakfast grinder. So right now, obviously, the first week we're trying to keep it simple. But one of the cool things, in our wheelhouse is that we named our company Freedom Foods. And the reason we did that is so that we could change the menu up.
Wow.
We want to stay local. We're using Fox and Park soda out of East Haven, Deep River chips. In the summertime, we want to be able to go and use other companies. We're talking with Nejaime, want to use local farms. Sort of just keep it local and not get stagnant in one type of cuisine. Obviously we would keep the things that people like about us, but be able to change up the menu and be able to have the freedom to do what we want, which is exactly why we're named Freedom Foods.
Very nice.
Well, I dig the concept, and I can't wait to check you out. And we look forward to talking with you later on in the week so we can help you get the word out about your new venture.
Yeah, we're awesome. Right now, we're open from 8 to 3, Monday through Friday. We do have a phone number, which is 585-857-4343. People can call in and order. We will deliver. We're working on getting ourselves up and running more. Also, just wanted to put it out there that we're doing a 20% discount for any first responders, police officers, healthcare workers, teachers. Come down. We'll give you a discount, and just hope people will come down and give us a shout.
We should probably do a shout-out segment.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should definitely do that.
All right, Nick. Thanks a lot, man. Be well.
We appreciate you.
Good luck with everything.
Chat soon.
Bye now.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Nice.
Yeah. See, there's a lot going on in Torrington. You know what I'm saying?
A lot
People
going
getting-
on. Authors with historical books.
Yeah.
I mean,
is that a stationary place or a food truck that
a food
goes
truck?
around?
I think it sounds like it's going to be stationary.
it sounds like it's going to be stationary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to expand upon the point of what's going on in Torrington, we want to give you a little inside peek into one of the gems in our city on Water Street, Red Room Sound Studios. They do a collaboration with WAPJ, featuring artists that are performing within and without the Northwest Corner. So without further ado, let's check out Live from Red Room Sound Studios.
This is Alicia DeLibero. Welcome to Live from Red Room Sound Studio. You can hear this broadcast all over the world on WAPJ.org. Tonight, we feature national recording and touring artist Nick Bukovalis. And now, from Red Room Sound Studio, here is Lucinda Rowe.
Hey everybody, welcome. We are broadcasting tonight from our live room at the Red Room Sound Studio in Torrington, Connecticut. Live from Red Room Sound Studio on WAPJ, Torrington Community Radio. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Nick Bukovalis.
No, it was a time in my life. I've been waiting for so long. I never did believe I could be so deceived, but I would soon find that I was wrong. I never did doubt you, baby. Now Now I'm living without you, baby, 'cause it took you a little too long to get it right. You opened up your eyes, oh what a surprise, 'cause now you realize what you have done. But it's a little late, oh and I couldn't wait, although you're saying now that I'm the one. Now that you left me, baby, you better forget me, baby, 'cause it took you a little too long to get it right. There is only so much time that you can keep the man waiting in line, thinking and praying and hoping you'll come around. And now I'm letting go because you let me down. Was a time in my life that I'd been waiting for so long. I never did believe I could be so deceived, but I was too blind that I was wrong. I never did doubt you, baby. Now I'm living without you, baby, 'cause it took you a little too long to get it right. There is only so much time that you can keep a man waiting in line, thinking and praying and hoping you'll come around. And now I'm letting go because you let me down. Opened up your eyes, oh what a surprise, 'cause now you realize that you have done. But it's a little late, oh and I couldn't wait, although you're saying now that I'm the one, yeah, yeah. Now that you left me, baby, you better forget me, baby, 'cause it took you a little too long to get it right. Yeah, because it took you a little too long to get it right.
Live from Red Room Sound Studios, their collaboration with WAPJ. Nick Bukovalis was the performer. Jamming, all right? Speaking of jamming, that's what our sponsors be doing here for us.
Yes.
Making it happen.
Big city sponsors come to you with Tolt Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at toltins@optonline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut.
Better call Mel.
He can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. Brooke Todd and McNeil Insurance, located at 69 Water Street in Torrington, Connecticut. They've been keeping an eye on your insurance needs since 1839. They can be reached at 860-598-8753 and on the web at brookstoddmcneil.com. Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington, Connecticut. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
Yo. Thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate the support and bringing you live community broadcasting every week. And I thank you guys for making it happen too.
Yes.
All right. Kind of make it happen together, you know. Things work better when you work together.
That's right.
As one member, past member here on City Views, I just wanted to kind of give a shout out to Weibo.
Yes.
His memory lives on with us here. at City Views, as well as all the other past contributors to the show. There's such great tradition in the show, and we want to make sure that we keep the quality going in while the name goes out. And all the people that helped build the show, we definitely appreciate your efforts. Now, I think as we're working on developing our content here for you at City Views, our situation with Pascale kind of reared its ugly head, because it was like, I got something to tell the people, Jacque. You got to let me speak, And after our conversation last week, I was like, okay, this is something that I think can be really helpful to a lot of people, because one thing that I learned from your conversation last week was it's so very important that people make decisions based on, the data, the trends,
Right.
The hard info, and not get so much caught up in the hype that you're going to get from a lot of, let's be honest, everybody has to make a living. But I think where you sided on the issue is that I'd rather educate my client, so that I don't have to regret the decision that they made.
Exactly. But before we talk real estate, I want to say hi to my mother-in-law, Nellie.
Oh,
Hi,
hi.
Love you. She's watching tonight, so yeah.
You didn't tell us that?
No.
Oh, man, now I got to be nice to you.
So, okay, now we can talk real estate.
All right.
Yeah, being educated is the best thing that you can do in order to make the right decision, because it's, like we said last week, you don't buy a house every 2 or 3 years. You buy, 2 houses over your lifetime?
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Unless you're in the military, then you're just buying houses and bouncing
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
Right. So tonight, if it's okay, now that we're coming up on the holidays, I'd like to, many homeowners are thinking, if they're thinking about putting their house on the market, they're faced with a decision: should I list now or should I wait until after the holidays? So there are 4 points that I would like, or 4 reasons why I think that you should not wait until after the holidays. So the first reason being that the desire to own a home does not go away during the holidays. So there's always going to be life events. So people get divorced, people get married, people have children. Other families have their children go off to college, so they may need to downsize, and people who have a growing family are going to need to upsize. So these buyers are serious buyers. So if they are looking during the holidays, they are very serious buyers, and your house, if you put your house on the market, can be the right house for them. Another point is the fact that supply is still low, and if you work with a real estate agent who can help you price your home in a very competitive way, chances are it's going to sell quickly. The third point is you can actually determine what's the time and days that are good for you to show your home. And buyers are willing to, if they're serious about buying, they are willing to accommodate you. And with the holidays approaching, they might have some time off, so both schedules could actually match up and it can work out. And the last point is houses that are decorated for the holidays, they just have this
feeling.
Yeah.
I know. So people are going to, my microphone fell. I don't know if you can still hear me. Sorry. So if the fireplace is going, the Christmas tree is up, so buyers are going to walk through your house and they're going to be they're going to picture themselves living in that house and seeing their
family.
family.
Have a picture.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know though. You might get some, somebody be a little too catty. I wouldn't do it like that.
I wouldn't put my Christmas tree over there.
Yeah, no.
Well, but that's it. You're giving them the ideas.
Ideas,
Right.
Yeah,
I would move it over here.
Exactly.
So they're now imagining and picturing themselves in the space,
That's right.
which is exactly
That's right.
what you
Yeah.
want.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah. So, and I want to touch a little bit on the 2024 home price forecasts. We are forecasting an appreciation in home prices. So that's why I always, when people ask me when's the best time to buy a house, I say 5 years ago. Because when you build a house, you're building your wealth, and every time you pay your mortgage, you're putting money in your bank account. But every time you pay your rent, you're putting money in your
someone
landlord's
else's,
and
yes.
someone else's bank account. So real estate is definitely a wealth builder. It creates generational wealth. You pass it on to your children. Yeah, so it's a great investment.
Now, see, I think what you're talking about might, in some small way, tie into the conversation that we're going to have with the gentleman that's now on the phone with us. And I will take and make this assumption that we are talking to the chief marketing officer of this great state of Connecticut, the one, the only, Mr. Anthony.
As soon as he calls back, yes.
Oh,
We
did
will
we
be.
lose him?
I think he's on hold. So
That's funny.
hello, you're live on the air.
Hey, everybody, it's Anthony. How are you?
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, you just missed my wonderful soliloquy, but maybe on another day.
I'm game. I'm always down for a good Shakespearean soliloquy. Lay it on me.
Unfortunately, we had, let's just say, a slip of the finger. And nonetheless, it's so cool to have you on the show tonight because I know how hectic your schedule gets. And I wanted to create an opportunity where we could get to meet you, get to know you before you come up to this next part of the state with your presentation on this Thursday. And I'm already getting feedback from you calling in to the station this morning on our local community radio station, WAPJ. People are kind of, saying, hey, what's going to be going on for the Northwest corner? So I appreciate your time.
By the way, I paid them.
Checks in the mail, folks. All right. But we're just talking to one of our co-hosts here who does our field segments at City Views. She's a real estate agent, and she was giving us her perspective on how very important it is to have the correct data when you're making a critical decision in your life, like buying a home. And I think that in a small way ties into the concept that you're marketing from the state with the Make It Here concept. And, when you're talking about, building your business, starting your business, buying a home, where you're going to educate your kids, you want that environment that's right for your situation. And why would you want to make it anywhere else than right here in this great state of Connecticut?
Amen on that one. Well, look, I think this, the campaign, it applies in the same way that I would look at just about any other situation, and I think a lot of folks do the same thing. Yeah, of course, you want data to help you make your decision, but it can only guide you. The rest of it is all gut and heart. So, look, we could have used the data and sat down and, focus grouped everything under the sun, but at the end of the day, you got to make a decision, and you got to go with what feels right. So yes, we did help. We informed our decisions on the strategy of the campaign and creative and the messaging with data. We started off with brand perception surveys, which, by the way, turned out to be incredibly interesting for Connecticut. So we asked folks a bunch of questions. The first batch, though, was based on the old Connecticut brand. So you guys remember Still Revolutionary, right?
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yep.
So that came out in 2012, and we asked everybody, said, hey, look at this old Connecticut logo. Look at the tagline is still revolutionary. Tell us, is it relevant? And only 46% of the public said that they thought it was still relevant. And some of the anecdotal reasons for why they thought it was no longer relevant which is interesting. They said it's either too political, it's either too Republican or too Democrat, or I actually thought was the most interesting and most valuable. They said this logo could be any state. Like Connecticut doesn't stand out. There's nothing unique about our identity with this logo. So you could be any of the other 50 states. And so as a marketer, I'm always looking for angles to make Connecticut stand out and stand tall compared to, any other state out there. So that was huge. And then we did some of the other parts of the survey. We asked, is Connecticut a good place to live, work, and play? And all of those got pretty good marks. I think if any elected official had approval ratings as high as these, they'd be very, very happy folks. It was 73 for a good place to live, 79 for a good place to play. Good place to work was a little bit lower. It was 59%. And we know that it's because folks feel that the regulatory environment and the cost of doing business are a little too high. All of things that it takes time to fix. And I know that we're working to change up how easy it is to do business here in the state. So those are all decent numbers, and the room to improve. But we're looking to bolt the supercharger on that. And then the last piece was state pride is only at 50%. I do want to point out though that we took this survey about a week before UConn won the men's national championship, and we done that 10 days later. Might be a little different story.
Yeah.
And then the last piece was willingness to recommend Connecticut was only at 21%. So going back to my days in the private sector, I was working with a client, and we had a product that only 21% of respondents said they'd want to recommend it. I'd tell them to throw that away. So we got work to do when it comes to people's willingness to recommend Connecticut. And I think with high numbers on people believing it's a good place to live, work, and play, we can focus on state pride and educate folks on all of the great parts about the state. I think we're going to be in much better shape. So going back to what we were talking about, educating people and giving them the information and giving them the data to make the best decisions for themselves, where they want to work, where they want to live, where they want to visit, I think we're going to be doing a much better job. I mean, did you guys know that the past 2 years in a row, Connecticut is ranked top 2 in the nation for public K-12 education?
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the more well-known ones, but
Yeah.
I think, most folks don't realize that Connecticut was the #1 state for personal safety and wellness in 2022. I mean, it speaks volumes to what we have in the state. So I think there's a lot of pieces that we need to do a better job at the state level of educating folks, so that way they can not only have pride in where they live and they work, but also tell other folks. Maybe they'd be more willing to recommend the state.
Well,
and then we can also then take this further into other states and grow our population here.
Anthony,
So that's my soliloquy.
bro, I didn't know you was going to get real with it like that. But let me tell you, for one, I can appreciate it, because you can't really fix a problem until you can fully identify it, right? And I think
Very much.
Strategically assessing how a campaign like this would affect the mindset of a community in terms of building community morale, I think is very well conceived on your behalf. So can't wait to hear the presentation on Thursday. I want to encourage everyone, if you can make it out to the Northwest Connecticut Chamber of Commerce, 59 Field Street, to check out Tony. He gonna do it again.
More like Duran.
That was good.
No, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you for that. And in all these things, look, advertising is only going to go so far. That's why I'm out and about trying to meet with as many people as possible and spreading the good word. And look, there's some people that may not be high on Connecticut like I am, which is perfectly fine. I respect that and I understand that. I'd like to have open and honest conversations with folks, and I'm not expecting to change minds overnight, but I do appreciate these honest conversations. And, if we can even agree to disagree, we're in a better place than if we don't talk at all.
Well, I think we got some great opportunities here.
Anthony, I have a question for you. What are you feeling like what is the number one pushback that you hear about living in Connecticut? What is like the number one reason why people don't want to live here?
I think for the most part, and I've been hearing this the last few years, I think it's cost of living. We live in a state that's, for most part, in the Northeast. It's not as affordable as maybe some states in the Midwest, but also what comes with that. Look, salaries here, typically average salaries are significantly higher, and what you're paying for in a state like Connecticut is you're paying for the quality of life that we have here. You're paying for the best schools in the nation. You're paying for one of the best healthcare systems in the nation. You're paying for proximity to two of the biggest cities in the country, New York and Boston. Yeah. And in fact, actually, our real estate here is significantly cheaper than it is in states like Massachusetts or New York. And in fact, actually, our personal income taxes for working in middle-class families is in the middle of the pack for the entire East Coast, not just New England. So I do think that there's value in that, and we're doing the best. We are doing what we can right now to make the state more affordable, and there's only we can only get better. So
all right.
We got room to grow, but like you guys were saying, if you don't do it, you just stick your tail between your legs and don't do anything, and nothing is ever going to get better. And I've had folks cold email me over the last month since we rolled out this campaign and saying, Connecticut is a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Why are you wasting your time? And I politely write back and tell them, I agree to disagree. I don't think it's this terrible place. Do I think that we can do better? Absolutely. But these are all the reasons why I love it. This is why I've chosen to raise my children here and to live here. Like, I wasn't lucky enough to be born and raised in Connecticut, but I sure as heck want to raise my kids here and give them the opportunity that I wish I had.
Well, when you're in town, we want to make sure that you check out one of our cool hangout restaurants, and we're going to show that to our viewing audience. In the meantime, maybe we can have another conversation or two with you on our local community radio station, WAPJ, before your presentation on Thursday. You're free to get...
I like this. I like you. You had me at restaurant, man.
Well, how about this? If another call come in, then maybe we can take care of that bill for you at the restaurant, all right?
I appreciate it, guys. No,
call me anytime. Call me anytime.
I enjoyed chatting with you.
Call me anytime.
All right, thank you.
Great talking to you.
Thank you.
Likewise. I'll see you all Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Okay. Maybe you'll check out 2.0.
I'm Pascale Nejaime.
And I'm Joe Severo, and today we'd like you to join us at Salt 2.0 in downtown Torrington.
Conveniently located right next to the Warner Theater, Salt 2.0 is a great option on show nights.
But honestly, Salt's an accessible and desirable option every day of the week. The restaurant's open from 11:30 to 8 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, and 11:30 to 9 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays.
The food service is quick, and the options are both affordable and healthy. They fix grain bowls, wraps, burritos, salads, and my vegan friends tell me that the vegan burrito is to die for.
Not to mention they have a finely curated lineup of international and regional draft beers, and Bud Light too.
There's also a great wine selection and a full cocktail bar. The best part might be the seating. I love watching sidewalk traffic from the front section.
The venue is both spacious and inviting.
There's a ping pong table in the upper wing and tap TV interactive trivia at the bar. When you come to Salt, You choose the experience.
SALT 2.0 was born out of necessity during the pandemic. The original SALT 2.0 was open in Litchfield. A dining room of the Saltwater Grill was cleverly converted into an offshoot to provide food for pickup.
You can order online for pickup, or you can order online to sit in, or you can request that a wait person take your order the old-fashioned way. For City Views, I'm Pascale Nejaime.
And I'm Joe Severo.
Connecting you with SALT 2.0.
You know, sometimes it's just like time just totally escapes you.
It really does.
And we were looking so much forward to hearing your story, getting to know more about your research, what you discovered through this. I can't even imagine how much of an eye-opening experience this was. And I think I appreciate your vulnerability and how you shared how those perspectives from the 60s and the 70s,
Yes.
as they relate now, were different.
Mm-hmm.
I think our generation did grow up in a different mindset that was different than our fathers, grandfathers,
Definitely.
and whatnot.
Yes.
So I think pointing out, those distinctions and whatnot is something that we definitely want to hear from you when we have you back on the show.
Absolutely.
If you take the time to do so.
Oh,
But
yes.
please finish tell to our audience about the book and what your plans are.
Well, have to do a second edition because we're all sold out.
Right.
I printed a couple thousand. The University of Hartford was very, very generous in giving me a book signing, and that wiped out half of them. The president of the university then, Dr. Walter Harrison, I call him my godfather because he was always there for me and for my family. He had been on the board of the Wadsworth Athenaeum, so he is very familiar with my great-grandfather,
Right.
who had 3 paintings at the Wadsworth. Great-grandfather's name is Ellis Ruley, and just very supportive because it was also a good look, good publicity, good diversity interest and support for people of color at the university.
Right.
And he was a very generous man. He's retired, I'm retired, we're still very good friends, he's still supported. But the most important thing, I think, out of all this is that I really got a firm grasp and understanding of my history. I would advise people, particularly people our age, if you still have your parents or you still have your grandparents, to mind their minds.
Yeah.
To find out more about your history.
Listen to the
about
stories.
who you are. Yes, listen. Many times in our communities, when we go to doctors' visits, etc., and they want to know what our medical histories are, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what we're missing out on.
Mhm.
We don't know ways that we can protect ourselves and our children and our grandchildren. So the more you know, the more you can hand down to the other generations. You can enrich our minds. You can enrich our wealth, a better understanding of what it's like to be an American and an African American historically, and how we got to where we are now. History is very important. So in high school, pay attention, people.
All
Pay
right.
attention.
The book is A Promise to My Mother, the Saga of the Ellis Walter Ruley family. So thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to get those shout outs. We have to get them out for next week. Well, go ahead. See if we can squeeze them in there.
All right. T-Town Shoutouts is sponsored by Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. To Dawn's Getaway at 27 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. Chrissy's Restaurant at 445 Winstead Road in Torrington, Connecticut. Health Insurance Services located at 438 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Wall and Fraunhofer located at 117 Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Soul Latina Cafe located at 31 Hungerford Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Jimmy's Store located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. 5 Point Art Center located at 855 University Drive in Torrington, Connecticut. And George's Music located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington, Connecticut.
Woo! Appreciate it. Shout out.
We got it
Thank you
out.
so much for tuning in. We'll see you back next week right here. Same bat time, same bat channel for more City Views.
City Views.
Take it easy.
Holla.
City Views. City Views.